Hi guys. In this video we'll be reviewing number 112, Star Trek Starships Collection, USS Phoenix, NCC 65420. Nebula class, launch 2360s. It is 465 meters. That's a pretty good length, isn't it? There's a good beauty shot. In 2367, Captain Maxwell of the USS Phoenix went rogue and led his ship on several attacks against the Cardassians. The most distinguishing feature of the USS Phoenix was the oval-shaped platform that rose up from the rear of the engineering hull. On the Phoenix, this module was equipped with extra sensor equipment, but it could also be configured to carry weaponry. Are you familiar with military Air Force planes? The AWAC has something like this on the top of it. The Phoenix was roughly 2/3 the length of the USS Enterprise D and was outfitted with many of the same parts. The saucer section and warp nacelles appeared to be exactly the same on both vessels, but the engineering hull was shorter and more curved on the Phoenix, while its deflector dish was more square. Coincidentally, I subscribe to a guy on YouTube called Junkball Media. I will provide a link. He just did a episode on this very ship, and this just arrived in the mail. How coincidental. Apart from the large sensor module that rose up in the back of the secondary hull, the Phoenix was very similar to the Enterprise D. And if I remember correctly, and according to Junkball, this is the only time we see this. The Enterprise D was escorting the Phoenix back to Federation space when Captain Maxwell's ship broke off to pursue another supply ship, Cardassian supply ship. He was determined to prove the Cardassians were reaming for war. Rearming for war. Rearming. Why couldn't they just said arming for war? The crew of the Enterprise D watched helplessly on their monitors as the Phoenix bore down on two Cardassian vessels. That was a good episode. I enjoyed that episode. Except for the singing. I'm just not into those old singing songs. And look at that graphic. Of course, this reminds us of the Miranda class. Which is the Reliant. Captain Picard agreed to give the Cardassian the Phoenix's transport and prefix codes when it threatened two more Cardassian ships. Despite this, the Phoenix was still able to come out on top and destroy both Cardassian vessels. And this was also in Junkball. The USS Phoenix dedication plaque was seen on the wall of Captain Maxwell's ready room. This was unusual, as most ship plaques were normally as seen on the wall of the main bridge. That was to save money, I'm sure. The Phoenix was seen several years before in Star Trek First Contact, the name Phoenix. That was, of course, the rocket-shaped, the rocket with nacelles on it from the movie. And here we go. The script for Suddenly Human called for two different Tellurian ships, which Rick Sternbach created. This is about Season 4, production design. Sternbach came up with a sketch showing the Locutus Borg arm that would look for the episode for Best of Both Worlds Part 2. Don't you love looking at these little sketches that these designers. Dr. Soong's lab was filled with items related to Data's design. Sternbach helped scenic art supervisor Michael Kudo decorate the set by drawing up these notes for Data's internal dynamics. I don't know what language that is. It's probably, I don't know what nationality Dr. Soong was, but it's an Asian. And we talk about the 4th season of The Next Generation. That, in my opinion, Star Trek The Next Generation, after its first couple of seasons, is the epitome of good science fiction. Not too slow, not too fast. It's got action sprinkled through it. Good stories. That's the point. Good stories. Some of these folks making some of this content, not all of it, nowadays need to look back and remind themselves it's about good stories. That's what it's about. Y'all remember some of these episodes? Remember that episode? I had my favorite ship design, the Enterprise C. And the key appearances for this ship was The Next Generation, The Wounded. Oh, that was the only appearance. Nana Visitor, who played Kira on Deep Space Nine, she hated wearing the makeup because she said it smelled like eggs, rotten eggs, sulfurous. And this is the one episode we see headgear on the Cardassians. So let's take a look at the ship. There she is. Eaglemoss's painting is a hit this time. Sometimes it's a miss, but it looks like it's a hit. It's a good, solid hit. That Aztecing is excellent. Now, Junkball did say that there were some differences because they made this from the full, I think it was recast of the 4-foot Enterprise D model. So, this wouldn't be as accurate as some depictions of the Enterprise D because they had a bigger model. Kind of an ugly scene right there, Eaglemoss. Where else are you going to get a ship like this, though? You can get a garage kit. You've got to put together and might be difficult. How you like that profile? Some dirt on my finger. That's like a powerful little squat profile position, isn't it? I really appreciate these clear parts there, Eaglemoss. So let's compare it to the Honshu, which we see this ship much more often. It's got the triangular weapons pod. Now, if you take a look at these two ships, they are the same size and same scale, which I very much appreciate, even though the paint scheme looks like it's a lot different. The Aztecing on the Phoenix is more prominent. Turn these over. Nearly identical except for the paint scheme, as far as I can tell, in the pod on top. Which one do you like best? I like the triangular weapons pod, but at the same time, I like the oval pod. I mean, these look identical at a closer look. Junkball he made a comparison of these two. You can see there's a big difference there too. It looks like I could see some glue on the bottom of the oval pod. There's a pretty good difference there too. The seam is pretty ugly on the back of the Hanshu. I like them both. I'll keep them. I think it's a beautiful ship. Do another flyby. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We'll see you next video.